Good morning, it's Brother Darren. You know, the rap artist by the name of Nas, I used to listen to him back when I was a non-Christian. And he did a track called Destroy and Rebuild. Now, in that particular track, it was a diss track by Nas, and Nas was going at, various critics or opponents of his in the rap game. Now, someone who was his nemesis in the rap game, in the music mogul, so to speak, and rapper, now a billionaire rapper, Jay-Z, he had so-called beef with Nas in rap. But in the end, it kind of drew to a finale, and it was kind of deemed, I think, on the radio station Hot 97 that Nas got the victory in his diss track Ether. But, when I looked at the level of what appeared to be animosity and disrespect in those tracks, I never really think that Nas and Jay-Z would, I suppose, show friendship to one another again. Now, what is quite funny is that if you look on YouTube or maybe images on Google Images, you see that Nas and Jay-Z appear to have a handshake, which is very Masonic-like. Now, most of you probably know a little bit about the Freemasons, but in essence, both of them in particular enhanced their careers after, the beef and the dueling back and forth. So, Nas's track Destroy and Rebuild, and the controversy which America always rocks on, with artists going at one another in beef, which sometimes then spills out onto the streets and affects communities, it's quite funny, and it's ironic when you then see that these guys get together for what looks like to be a Masonic handshake, and then, then go on to just boost their career earnings. Now, there's some strange parallels with that, because in the Twin Towers 9/11 attack, the Twin Towers got knocked down, and what was built afterwards was a One World Trade Center. Now, what would have been the first One World Trade Center was actually built and classified as the Tower of Babel. We people came together all of one common unified aim, and sought to not obey the Lord's commandments, to spread out over the earth. Now, when you look at the building, the One World Trade Center, which has been rebuilt, destroyed and rebuilt, so to speak, like Nas with the Destroy and Rebuild, you find that the One World Trade Center looks very much like an obelisk, which they're ancient Egyptian monuments, but they're also monuments which are revered in Freemasonry, and also monuments that you find outside Rome, outside the Vatican, and you find the Washington Monument, which is an obelisk. Now, the One World Trade Center is actually also mirrored by the Costanera Center, which is down in Latin America. And that, yet again, has a very Masonic appearance, very obelisk-like in its look. Now, it is said by the Masons that the obelisk is to signify the phallus, the male phallus. And that's where it comes from. A form of solar phallic worship with very ancient culture, religious, symbolism and origins. Either which way, there's some strange things to consider, and only God knows. but something definitely has been destroyed and rebuilt, and it's not in God's image. Hebrews 9 verse 27 says, "And so it is appointed for man to die once, and after that come the judgment." John 3 verse 16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, so that whoever should believe in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." Brother Darren, God bless.